morning, students. In today's lecture we are going to continue with the topic antiarrhythmic drugs. So we know about the arrhythmia. Arrhythmia is an abnormal rhythm of heartbeat and which is result from an abnormal impulse formation, abnormal impulse conduction, or a combination of both. And those drugs which are used to prevent the development of arrhythmia, that is called as antiarrhythmic drugs. Okay, and their types. Arrhythmia has three types. Four types: extrabeat arrhythmia, then supraventricular tachycardia, ventricular arrhythmias, and bradyarrhythmias. Okay. After that, we have seen there are the 5 phases of cardiac action potential. Phase 0 is rapid depolarization, phase 1 is early repolarization, phase 2 is plateau phase, and third is rapid repolarization, and fourth is resting phase, that is also called as diastolic depolarization. Okay, now in this lecture we are going to discuss how arrhythmia occurs. So arrhythmia occurs due to the three main reasons. One is abnormal impulse generation, second is trigger activity, and third one is abnormal impulse conduction. Okay, so let's see one by one. Abnormal impulse generation. So as mentioned electrophysiology of cardiac rhythm, the SA node is the pacemaker of heart, and impulse originated from these node and which is spread throughout the heart. Okay, so in abnormal impulse generation, abnormal automaticity include both reduce the or depress the atomicity of SA node, and which is cause bradycardia, and also increase or enhance the automaticity of SA node, and which is cause the tachycardia. Okay, now in normal cases, like when person is predisposed to catecholamine or pathological condition, that is acidosis or hypokalemia, such condition like partial depolarization resulting from ischemic damage, impulses may be originated from the part of other than SA node, and the site from where impulse are originated other than the SA node is known as ectopic focus. This sentence I will repeat again. The site other than the SA node from where impulses are originated is known as ectopic focus. Okay, and then in abnormal impulse generation, less resting membrane potential and also more threshold potential. And second is trigger activity. It occurs when abnormal action potential are triggered by a preceding action potential and can result in either atrial or ventricular tachycardia. In trigger activity, extra depolarization produce due to the abnormal intracellular calcium regulation, and it occurs during the or immediately after phase 3. Then the after depolarization may be categorized into early after depolarization and delay after depolarization. Early after depolarization occurs with abnormal depolarization during phase 2 or phase 3, and delay after depolarization arises from the resting potential after full repolarization of an action potential, and it may reach threshold for activation. Okay, next is third one is abnormal impulse conduction. Abnormal impulse conduction within the heart can lead to arrhythmias, and abnormal impulse conduction occurs by three mechanisms. First one is conduction block, second is re-entry phenomenon, and third one is accessory tract pathway. So let's see one by one. Conduction block, it occurs due to the depression of impulse conduction at AV node and bundle of His due to vagal influence or ischemia. There are the three types of conduction block. First one is first degree heart block. In the first degree heart block, slow conduction, and which is resulting in the prolonged PR interval. Second one is second degree heart block, that is the drop beat, that means some supraventricular complex not conducted. Okay, and third one is third degree heart block. In third degree heart block, no supraventricular complexes are conducted, and ventricular because in third degree heart block, ventricles generates its own impulse, and it occurs in third degree heart block. In third degree heart block is completely heart block. Okay, then next is re-entry phenomenon. Re-entry phenomenon due to the abnormality of conduction, and impulse may recirculate in the heart and causes repetitive activation without the need for any new impulse to be generated. This is called as reentrant arrhythmias. Okay, in re-entry phenomenon includes circus movement type. According to the circus movement theory, an impulse passing through the cardiac fibers, and which is divides into two at the place where fibers are branched. Two fibers may again meet at one place, and impulse is conducted as a single impulse. In a circus movement type, if a premature impulse temporarily blocked in one direction by refractory tissue makes a one-way transit around an obstacle, find the original spot in an advanced state of recovery and re-excites it, and setting up recurrent activation of adjacent myocardium. That means if there is any obstacles X or phase in atrium or clot or refractory period, the impulse descending in that particular fiber will die off, and when the obstacle is removed, the impulse of the other limb will reach and circulate. This is called as re-entry or circus movement. And beside the above mechanism, there may be change in sodium, potassium or calcium ion conduction and permeability, and increase in conduction velocity, decrease in refractory period, and which is responsible for the generation of arrhythmia. In this diagram, show the generation of reentrant rhythm by a damaged area of myocardium. The damaged area that is shown in brown color conducts in one direction only, and this disturb the normal pattern of conduction and permit continuous circulation of the impulse to occur. That's why this is called as circus movement. Third one is accessory pathway, which is shown in the figure. An accessory pathway is an additional electrical connection between two parts of the hearts. These two parts that connects the atrium to the ventricle. This pathway can lead to abnormal heart rhythm, or that is called as arrhythmias associated with the symptoms of palpitation. Next is clinically classified arrhythmias. First one is extrasystole arrhythmia. Extrasystole, these are premature beats that occurs before the next sinus beat. These beats originate from the ectopic focus, and they may be atrial, ventricular or nodal depending on the site of origin. Second is paroxysmal tachycardia. Heart rate in paroxysmal tachycardia, it is a condition in which heart rate suddenly increase to 150 to 200 beats per minute, and it is disorder of shorter duration and ventricles follow the rhythm of atria. Third is atrial flutter. It is the rapid regular arterial pulsation. In atrial flutter, the beat is 180 beats per minute, and where 180 to 300 beats per minute, and where in ventricles fails to follow atria. And then next is atrial fibrillation. Continuous it is a rapid, continuous, chaotic, irregular beating in the localized area of atria. And atrial fibrillation, the heartbeat is suddenly increase within the 350 to 550 beats per minute. Next is ventricular tachycardia. Ventricular tachycardia is run of 4 or more consecutive ventricular extrasystoles, and it may be sustained or non-sustained arrhythmias, and which is due to the discharge from an ectopic focus, and also after depolarization of single or multiple site of re-entry circuit. Singles mean monomorphic site and multiple means polymorphic site of re-entry circuit. And then next is Torsades de points, that means twisting of points. It is life threatening from of polymorphic ventricles tachycardia, that means multiple site ventricles tachycardia, and with rapid synchronous complexes and undulating baseline on ECG. Okay, then next is ventricular fibrillation. Ventricular fibrillation is a grossly irregular, rapid and fractionated action of ventricles and which is resulting in the uncoordinated contraction of its fibers with loss of pumping fraction, and it is most common cause of sudden cardiac death. Then the last is atrioventricular AV block, atrioventricular block or AV block, which is due to the depression of impulse conduction through AV node and a bundle of His, and mostly due to the vagal influence or ischemia, which is consist of first degree heart block, second degree heart block, and third degree heart block. We know about that. First degree heart block means what? In first degree heart block, slow conduction which is resulting in the prolonged PR interval, and second degree heart block which is conduct supraventriculars. Then the third one is third degree heart block, in case no supraventricular are conducted and ventricles generates its own impulse, and it is a complete heart block. Okay, then next is drug may produce the antiarrhythmic action by following mechanism. First is slowing diastolic depolarization, and it decrease the automaticity. Then second is elevation of threshold potential for myocardial cell. Third is increase the refractory period, and hence converting unidirectional block to bidirectional block. And third is decrease in conduction velocity, and hence eliminating the unidirectional block. Fifth is slowing of potassium efflux, that means the particles are outwards, potassium particles are outwards. Sixth is affecting adrenergic mechanisms. Okay, the pharmacological goals of antiarrhythmic drugs is the ultimate goal of antiarrhythmic drug therapy restore normal sinus rhythm and conduction. They prevent more serious and possible lethal arrhythmias from occurring. Then antiarrhythmic drugs are used to decrease the conduction velocity, also used to change the duration of the effective refractory period and suppress abnormal automaticity. Okay, in next lecture we have go through the classification of antiarrhythmic drugs. Okay, thank you.